And I would say the same to, like, the whole experience I had of playing with you all is just, you're so good. I mean, just so good. And I'm playing obviously with orchestras all the time, and it just, the professionalism is like, you're much more professional than most professional orchestras. What? Yes, you're happy with that. But I would say that, I mean, that's obviously the highest compliment, but it's also a little undertone of a criticism, because I feel like, especially now, like, yes, you have this unbelievable hall and you play with the greatest conductors, and there's always scrutiny and pressure, always. From the minute we start studying and getting to that first competition and playing, you know, just in these, starting to be in professional circumstances. But my experience generally is that there are hundreds and hundreds of orchestras around the world that just play so well. I mean, I rarely turn up to play with an orchestra now that isn't just nailing everything, just they're just playing so good. And we're sort of getting to that point where that has been established, and it's been established for a fair amount of time now. So what else are we bringing to this world of classical music, of people coming to hear live concerts? What can we continue to challenge and continue to do that? One of my favorite Maria Callas interviews is when she talks about the duty of ours to, we have to go above and beyond to bring to life this music that is dead. We have to spend 10 times more because the music isn't living today, as in it wasn't written today. So, and she describes this in an interview. You should all look it up. It's just one of her kind of famous interviews. But she describes this almost trauma she goes through in order to bring to life this character that is could easily be not quite relatable. And I think in orchestral playing, in chamber music, certainly when you have the leading voice, when you have command over that role and it's only you, that component is something that so often we're so scared to take that step because it's always riddled with risk. If you kind of give that much more, something could always go wrong, as it often does with me. And I just think it's always worth it. But you have to do it collectively. Everybody has to take that leap together. Now you have to play in a competition in an hour and a half, so just let all this sink in, probably forget about it until after. But does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just in terms of that risk. And also when you're playing, I'm going to stop talking 2 seconds, but when you're playing this opening melody, make me feel like you're making it up. Make me feel like you're not quite sure where something's going. Don't be too correct. So if that means just like lingering for a moment and just like, where could this note be? Have that vulnerability in yourself while you're playing. Thinking, I'm just waiting for a sound to kind of take over. Just try to be as in tune with as possible with like the process of actually coming up with this type of melody and composing it, and just the mystery of it. Anyway, I'm talking far too much. Just delight us and play the beginning again. Second time, just take more time generally. I just ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-ba-da-bum. Just try to do the opposite of that. So you're not kind of handing over the phrases, you're being more ambiguous. very solid. Yeah, like imagine like you're starting on a nut bow. Like from the beginning, you're immediately taking people like, oh. And don't throw away any note. Not too. Really out of time once. It's just still very good. That's still extremely in time. I'm talking like. So you just hear every single choice he made, every single decision he made. Really feel those intervals like in your stomach. And not worry about a good sound right now. It's kind of unusual to do a diminuendo there to a piano. The natural thing. Just. We've heard exactly that bar already, so they can't be as present as the first time. Again, he's obviously doing that a few times, like in a way that you would expect this. He kind of wants you to do this. So it's again encouraging that sense of, we don't know where we're going. You just try this again, and really, really different color here. Yeah, and just feel the end of that note. You just feel a little more angst there. Where I feel like your body involvement can just open a little bit more. What point is it? So then, you just wring out every last bit of what your bow has to offer. And sometimes staying within the square is great, it's enough. Other times, even if it's for the sake of physically embodying what you're trying to, like that type of crescendo with a syncopation, you're pulling through the phrase. If you are, like, let's say you were to do some kind of like non-speaking, non-sound drama piece where you were trying to like show something with your body. So often we separate sound from visuals so much of the time is, it's almost seen like as a mark of integrity if you're not showing too much with your body. Like that's, but I always find that really strange because like most of this music, obviously not this, but a lot was written before we could ever hear something without seeing it. And you're present on stage. You're here, you're a person, all of you is all of you. That's your sound, how you look, everything. So I always feel like if it's going to advance the sound, which I think in a place like this it would, involve any and all part of your body that, yeah. There's like 2 or 3 times in the whole movement, which is barely worth mentioning, but I'm just going to for this reason, that the sound, I mean that this sound is obviously, Hall is very, very nice to play in, but occasionally just the sound went slightly past resonant and loud and just a little bit of pushing. And I think if you utilize your body, if you feel like that moment is just about to happen, just try to feel like everything opens out and that you can expand more. And if that means like swaying or moving, just something that keeps things flowing. Mm-hmm. That was the first moment in what you played that I really, the whole thing is, it's all within the context of just sounding absolutely stunning, but that moment's like really touching. But I think 5 minutes, I think there are more moments than that one in order to, could we just, because she's saying we have 5 minutes, do you have any, like, is there anything you want to play? Do you want to use this opportunity? No.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Also, like, this sounds so good. Just, it's an effect. It's not an exercise. It's an effect that's like, we are ascending to heaven there. Always try to remember, I mean, obviously everybody has their different ways. Some people really tell stories in their minds or draw pictures or have colors or have a religious conviction or whatever it may be that's inspiring to you, but something that's stronger than an instrument. This like very practical things. Anything that's stronger than that. When you look at a pattern, a phrase, a melody, some technical thing, whatever it is, there has to be something stronger than what it looks like there. So something like that, that kind of just let it ascend. Can you just try this place? This was really, I really loved how you played this, because often this is far too pedantic sounding. Really, it should sound like, I don't know what it should sound like. It should sound like you played it. That's how it should sound. Wherever you want to go from it. Yeah, it sounds really great. If there's any way to get a little more like. This kind of, a friend of mine always calls it a power stance when I'm standing like this. And sometimes you just need to do that. And I like the fact that you do that there. Just get into whatever position you need to really get that sound. It's like digging into the sound, attacking as much as possible. Great. No, great. Excellent. Sounds wonderful. Don't worry about anything. I think that's enough thoughts for you today. If you have to play in a bit. Well done. Really a huge pleasure.
Thank you.